Good morning and welcome back to Planning Mindfully with Jules. And we've got Stephanie here again, and we're going to talk about worked and didn't work last week because we both kind of changed up the way that we were approaching our with more white space, and we'll talk about that. And go along and with us as we discover the meaning in our week, what benefits came from that. So, and Stephanie Weaver is an oil artist at stephanieweaverartist.com. She's a great, positive painter community and is an art coach. So you can check her out. She's very motivating and keeps you on track to meet all your art. So, Stephanie, I don't know if you want to say anything else, but I think this is our third week.
Yeah, it's our third week, and it's been really like inspiring to and years and years and hone it in where it works more in the creative end, because as you know, coming from the corporate world and that background, and those that are coming out of school going into maybe being their own boss, the standard 8-5 is not a thing that really exists in your world anymore. And moving your mindset from that is probably the most challenging thing about being an artist and entrepreneur. And the way that you've designed your planner allows for you to be more free with your time and not follow those constructs of the corporate and school world. Bless you.
Sorry. I did get to the mute button in time. Sorry.
Lord, bless you.
Good old allergies.
Yeah. The South is like, I think things might be pollinating right now. I think it's the cedar trees, and I don't really know.
But, I don't know. Yes, the allergists can tell me. I hate allergies. But you're right. To your point too, I find depending on where my mindset is, I have to adjust how I'm planning. And so I noticed for a couple of weeks there, I wasn't getting much done the way I was planning out. So I adjusted last week of more making a list and putting general ideas of what I want to do on those days. Yeah. And then covering those tasks associated with what I had put in my day.
Yep.
And that really helped a lot.
Yeah, that's what I did too. And it really helped.
Yeah, I feel like I actually accomplished stuff this week.
I haven't gotten everything done on my list, but they're boring things like, pay monthly taxes. I've got until the 20th. If I can move it, it's fine.
I'm going to circle this and move it to the following week because I'm doing it this week.
That's what I love about digital planner too. Is like I can just like copy this little thing right here and move it.
Yep, I know. And then it was never on that week to begin with.
I didn't miss a thing. Oh, and then the other thing that I did this past week. So hold on, I gotta tell ALEXA to stop. Okay, she's gonna stop. Okay, but I added additional pages in my little digital calendar here. So this is actually I didn't end up making that recipe, but I copied a recipe in here so that way everything was there. And that was handy.
Yeah, I think I may have shown you this, but the other, I was working on I think it was a winter scene I was working on. And so I pulled a bunch of pictures and put them in my digital planner for reference. Oops. And that was real nice to be able to do.
Oh, that is good.
So I love being able to just cut and paste it to what I have going on.
Yeah. This is so handy, I gotta tell you.
But this week was a quieter week for me too. I didn't have as many appointments and stuff.
Yeah. That's one of the things that really worked for me this week was I remember last week I talked about the me time and kind
Yep.
of how I lost my cool. And that
Yep.
led to a whole episode of how not to lose your cool. So I added my me time very first thing onto my calendar. And that worked so stinking well. I'm going to do that again because the I would use the me time as exercise and meditation.
Uh-huh.
And well, this week I didn't quite use exercise and meditation this time because I'm actually redoing the room that I do all that in. And hold on. They changed this up on me. Show favorites toolbar.
Yes, there was an update to Note Shelf
Yeah, I
the
went
other
through the
day.
tips and everything, but where's my favorites now?
So say show, there they are.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, it's taken me a hot minute to get used to it, but it is very nice.
I forgot what I was talking about.
We're talking about the me time. How you changed up what your me time was this week. You changed it from exercise and meditation to something else.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually redoing that room to make it more nice because it's kind of been like I call it the room of requirement because it is whatever is needed to be. It was a kids' playroom for a while, and then we turned it into kind of like a game room. So and it's nice and quiet in there.
Yep.
And Ben didn't want it as a man cave, so and it's upstairs, and I just kind of realized nobody comes up here but me. So I got the treadmill in there, and I'm working on turning half of it into like the little exercise area, and then the other area is going to be like the meditation area.
Okay. That's a good
The
idea.
Yeah. So that's what I've been using this week. That me time for is to paint the walls in there, and to me, I find that relaxing
I
because
know. You
I
do.
listen to podcasts and just go at it.
Yep.
And this morning I took like the artist date, from the Artist Way.
Yep.
That little solo thing. I went into Lowe's with a cup of coffee, and yes, I did not wear a mask because I'm drinking my coffee, and I got some plants to go in there, and
Ooh, nice.
and I got a new light fixture because I broke the one that was in there yesterday, and it was just as expensive to buy a new one versus replace the old one. So
Right.
now I got something pretty.
Very
And
nice.
so yeah, and having that me time, I'm like, I didn't feel like I have to rush back and do all the things. It was just great. I love
That's
the me
cool.
time. That one makes me happy. Makes me better, I think, throughout the day.
Well, it's nice that you brought up Artist Way because I have always tried to do the morning pages from the Artist Way, and
Yeah.
and have always failed. And then this week, I actually had some success with it as I've been thinking about and researching and hearing constantly about mindset and affirmations and
Mm-hmm.
picturing yourself where where you want instead of saying I want or I will, actually visualizing where you are or what it is you've accomplished.
Yeah.
I wrote my morning pages around that. And I don't know what light bulb went on to do it that way, but something did, and it felt so good.
Yeah, I had my daughter watch that show, The Secret. It's based
Yep.
on a book. Yeah.
Yep.
It was after one of her soccer games, and she walked into that soccer game with the attitude that she was already going to lose, and the whole team did. They're in last place. They've been beat by this team a couple times, but I was like, look, you were 50% improvement from the previous game, if you do that again, you have the potential of beating this team.
Right.
But they all walked in with a defeatist attitude. And
Oh,
I was, yeah, your attitude and what you imagined would happen happened, didn't it? Now, if you would have flipped that and imagined winning, like be the Michael Phelps that imagined every single thing that he was going to do and feel,
yeah,
and he did it. And
exactly.
that was like, and so I had her watch The Secret, and she's so funny when she's watching stuff, she raises her hand to ask a question. And I paused that movie. I can't tell you how many times. And she's like, so I should just imagine myself catching the balls in the air and jumping up higher than I think I can. Yes.
Exactly. It's funny too, because my 9-year-old watched it with me when I watched it again this year. And I literally was pausing to answer the same sort of questions with her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, man. Teaching them young,
I know, right?
you can do anything you set your mind to.
You really can. But I am also learning that it takes a lot more than just visualizing it.
Yeah.
It's really, truly, wholeheartedly believing and knowing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between somebody watching The Secret and visualizing it versus somebody watching The Secret and knowing it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, yeah, that takes a little bit to get, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that takes some work to get to that point. But that's why I feel like the morning pages this week did for me. It got me there.
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be a mind dumping, but which that just sounds so negative to me. So I try to turn it into a positive. And I think that's why I've struggled with the morning pages all this time, is because it was mind dumping the negative thoughts, where for me, if I take the negative thoughts out of the equation, I feel like I'm better at visualizing and getting to where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to leave a lot more white space again this week,
Yes.
because there are things that I didn't do that I should have done on my calendar.
I left Thursday last week as all white space.
Uh-huh.
And that came in so handy because Wednesday I didn't get what I needed to get done because my computer wasn't behaving properly.
Yeah. Gotta love
and
that.
and I just went, oh well, okay, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was a lot more freeing to, because one of the things I did different last week that I'm going to do again as well is I put all my tasks under the task instead of assigning them to a particular day.
Yeah.
And that gave me the freedom to look at my task and say, okay, what do I want to do today that needs to be done? And that was awesome. Sophie and Bacon say hi. They're downstairs barking.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I mean and that's what I kind of was talking about too with, sometimes depending on where I am I'm a very feeling person. So depending on where I am mood wise, I guess is the best way to put it, I have to adjust how I'm planning my week a little bit. So for the first couple weeks in January, I was doing really good, setting my tasks, blocking the actual time out for that task on my calendar. And then I had a week where I wasn't being successful. So I changed up, wrote out my tasks, and put down, okay, this day is going to be videos. This day is going to be writing. Any of my tasks that involve writing are going to happen at this point in time. And so the last couple of weeks I've had success because I kind of just adjusted it a little bit.
Yeah.
On, how I was going to block my time. And so I'm keeping up with that because I'm having success right now with that. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really enjoying this. just a different way.
Yeah. It's just a different, being fluid and flexible. And that's how I kind of feel like I built this planner with it's fluid and flexible.
Yep. And yeah, so it's not like any particular way. You do it way that works for you.
Right.
Let's see. Do you have any big events coming up this week?
Nope. It's going to be another quiet week. Which I am fine with.
Yeah. I've got the lunch and learn. Let's see. Where does that fall?
That's on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
That's the one with the lawyer?
Yeah. Lawyers come in and talk about 5 must-do legal tasks. I submitted a question to her about trademarking.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because like just kind of wondering at what point do you need to trademark or register a name or whatever. So and what's the connotation, the negative consequences if you don't. And then I think the third part to my question was like, so how does this apply to people overseas, like that start using your name or something?
Right.
Are there any actions that you can take? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Thank you.
I've got a couple things I've always wanted to trademark, but I haven't ever pursued it, and I really feel like I need to.
Yeah.
But they're just standard words too, and I don't remember what the rules are on that.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I know like Taylor Swift is like trademarked, so many things.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that just trademark phrases just so they can go sue somebody.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't. That one kind of interests me. So I trademarked Art for Pause, because
Yep.
there was a guy in Germany that was using it, and I think it was Germany, and he put like the real Art for Pause, and I'm like, wait, what? I've been doing this like 3 years, and he has one video, and no actual animals are shown in anything.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, so I trademarked that one, and I did have to hire a lawyer to do it.
Yeah, I think the trademarking is a little bit more difficult than the copywriting.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody has something about copyrights. I don't know what to ask about that just yet.
Yeah, I got a pretty good lesson on copywriting not too long ago, so I was thinking about asking something about that, but I'm not sure what I want to ask.
Yeah, so I'm hoping somebody comes up with something about the copyright. I know Neville had some questions about copywriting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh, Thursday. I actually. Oh, I got a meeting during your lunch and learn. Darn it. I'm going to have to watch the replay.
The week is already filling up.
I know it always does.
I'm like looking at this going, no. Yeah, the other thing that really helped kind of, we were talking about wins.
Oh yeah.
So every week, positive painters and our mastermind group, we meet and talk about weekly wins type of thing.
Yep.
And so it's all about celebrating what you accomplished and things like that. And this week, I think because of the way that I arranged it last week, the wins were just at top of mind instead of all the other clutter of what I need to be doing or what I should be doing and whatever mindset that I had. And I was like, I rattled off like 3 wins and I was really excited about them.
I
And
know you seemed more at ease this week
yeah.
and much more positive than you have been in weeks past. Like you didn't seem stressed at all this
Well,
week.
and a lot of that I think also came from another discussion that you and I had about giving things to other people to do for us
Yeah.
and kind of trusting them to do
Yeah.
it. And
Which
so
is
like,
hard.
yeah, the trusting part is really hard, but the I've got a lady that manages the server and she's got a team. And I had a couple of problems in the environment this week where there were just little minor things.
Uh-huh.
And, me kind of being me, I would have gone before and just tried to figure it out myself.
Yep.
And man, I'm so glad I didn't. I just submitted the issues to them. Like I had a couple issues. Um, the URL's not showing properly. The Gamey Press wasn't giving awards properly.
Uh-huh.
Um, little things that could take hours and hours for me to figure out. Handed it to them, and I submitted help desk tickets to like Gamey Press, and there's one to Buddy Boss, and they handled them.
That's awesome.
I got the confirmation this morning. Yep, I think here's the resolution. It was like a PHP thing, and and he was like, just go check it out, make sure everything's okay. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
And no, you and I were talking about that yesterday about some other things
Mhm.
that we could give up doing. And so I started researching that last night.
Okay.
So like how we've got Etsy shop, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that takes me so much time is creating the mock-ups.
Yeah.
And
They're
if
time consuming.
they're time consuming, they're not hard.
No, they're not hard at all. It's just they just take time to do them
Yeah.
and to do them correctly.
So what I learned from my whole research is that basically the job that we are doing as artists is two different, like, where's my fingers? Two different people. You've got your graphic designer and then you've got the copy editor.
Yep.
So if you hire two different people on like Fiverr, one to do the images, another one to do the SEO, copy.
Stuff. Right.
Yeah, to put on there. That gave me 3 more hours to do what I actually really want to do, which is create more art. And it probably cost me $15.
Now,
Mhm.
that's brilliant that you mentioned Fiverr again.
Well,
Because I think I told you this week too, and this has to do along those same lines of giving stuff you don't want to do. I have had on my task list since early December to create a welcome email subscriber workflow.
yeah.
And I hate writing. I really do. Unless I'm like in that zone and in that mood, I
Mhm.
can't, I don't write well. Unless I'm in that point in time. It's
Yeah.
like it's got to come to me. So I gave that up to a lady on Fiverr, and she gave me the guts to my now. So when I went to set up the workflow in Flowdesk for it went so easy.
Man, that's
And I
nice.
was able to add to what she did to
Yeah.
enhance it even more. And it sounds like me. I gave her my website and my artist statement and it sounds like me. I was like so happy. And she was able to break my business down
Mm.
into 3 different newsletters, one about me, one about my art, and one about my planner. And I'm like, oh, that was brilliant. Why didn't I think about that?
Does she just focus solely on the newsletters, creating that, or not newsletters,
No,
but
she did the newsletter subscriber workflow so that when somebody new signs up, and if you
yeah.
haven't signed up for my newsletter, you need to, it's good info every week.
Yep.
You'll get a series of 4 different emails. One that same day that you sign up that says welcome.
Hmm.
Don't forget your free gift. And then there's 3 more for the next 3 days.
Hmm.
And they introduce my company to that new subscriber.
Put the lady's name and information in the Positive Painter, like put it in the art business section
Okay.
of the community, because if she did a great job for you, she can do that type of thing for other people,
Yep.
and
But
that
then
stuff's
when you
hard to
just
write.
mentioned the SEO, remember yesterday I was saying how I need to go back into my website and do the SEO for all my images and blog posts and stuff.
Yep.
I need to find somebody on Fiverr to do that. Why am I wasting my time doing that?
There are a bunch of people on Fiverr that focus on SEO.
Yeah.
Because that's when I typed in like Etsy, it was all Etsy SEO, Etsy, whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, there are a bunch of people about SEO on there.
And then I wonder if there's somebody out there that can do the mock-ups.
Yep. I could I've got 2 people working on them, and because I just want to see what they do, because I've got over 30 paintings that haven't seen the light of day.
Yeah, I mean, I have my 100 days that haven't seen the light of day. And, I've only done mock-ups for maybe half a dozen of them, a
Mhm.
dozen maybe. And my shop on my website, I'm not using Etsy for that, but on my website could use more imagery. And
Yeah.
I have plenty of mock-up backgrounds I can give to somebody to create them for me, or they can just create their own and see what they do.
Yeah, I offered that for these guys too. It's like, I've got all the mock-ups. I've done all these.
Mhm.
But I'm just kind of curious to see what they come up with, because I know that my way is not always the best way. It's just
Right.
the way that I know. So I want to see what they come up with.
Well,
And
for my future pattern collections, the ones that I'm working on now, that would be good just to give them the patterns and they come up with the mock-ups for me.
yeah, well, depending on which one works out, I'll let you know, like who,
Okay.
and you can
Yeah.
contact them, because they asked, one of them asked how many paintings do I have, and I was like, well, I've got over 30s, but let's start with one.
Right.
And and I picked 2 people to create the mock-ups, and whoever I like the best, I'm going to go with that one for another 2, maybe 3,
Okay.
to see if they have the ability to stay consistent in the quality.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. That's key too. I think
yeah,
that's the hardest thing about giving up tasks, but by blocking our time each week and putting those tasks down, it's really eye-awakening to know which tasks
yeah.
you're willing to give up.
Yes, yes, totally is. And these are things that, like the creating the mock-ups, it hasn't even made my top 10 of things that I need
No,
to be
it's
doing.
not even on my list either.
Mm.
It's something I know I need to do. Well, I take that back. I mean, make the gluten products. I need to do that. So I've been saying for ages that, oh, I'm going to get the gluten products linked into my website, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to sit there and do.
Yeah, I wonder if there's somebody who can do that too, because I've got things that I need done for that too, and
Yeah,
I haven't. I've been focused more on the community than I have my own artwork. You
right,
know?
right.
Um,
Well, and then I've been really intrigued too about that virtual, um, what was it that you showed us yesterday? The virtual art gallery?
yeah, online viewing rooms.
Yes, because that would be nice to tie into my shop as well on my website somehow.
Yeah, and I signed up for a free account, and just so you can like add in 10 images and kind of get an
Yep.
idea and look and feel for the whole system. I played with that a little bit yesterday after my computer kind of decided to do other things. So I was
Yeah.
well, if you're gonna goof off, I can too, you know.
Exactly.
Probably not the right way, but I didn't want to get upset. So,
But it gives you more time to create, which is what as artists we're here to do.
yeah.
And I think that's another benefit to planning your weeks, because you learn what you can give up.
Well, oh yeah, another thing that I did different last week that I'm going to do again this week is I only scheduled actually 20 hours of actual work.
That's
And
good.
yeah, and so I feel like um I got done when I needed to get done.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. One thing I forgot that I need to do too, and maybe I just do it over the weekend, is I need to finish going through. I'm not scheduling in. I hate living in my office right now because it's so jam packed with stuff, because I have boxes of my mom's papers to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been scheduling that into my week. You bring up 20-hour work week, and that's, really what I want to do too. But I need to schedule that in.
Well, um is that something that you would consider the me time?
No, because it's not enjoyable.
Oh. Well, you don't like to clean? No, really?
No, I mean, I got tax records from 1976.
Oi,
Like, she
oi.
kept everything. Yes, exactly. So it's all stuff that needs to be shredded, which I can give to the kids to help me with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's stuff like that I gotta go through, and it's just not fun. But
No,
you know what I will start doing in my me time? The thing that is fun. So she had a scanner, this Epson 680 scanner. It's a
uh-huh.
photo scanner. It's called Fast Photo. And I am not kidding you. You put a stack of photos in there or papers, it scans them like boom, done.
Uh-huh.
And it files them in a folder for you. So if you have a stack of pictures that are, 1989 high school or whatever it is, you can put that stack in there. It will scan every single one of them, even if they're two-sided, not that you have two-sided pictures, in 3 seconds or less per image. And they're high quality scans.
What was the name of this thing?
It's called an Epson FF680W Fast Photo.
Huh.
I looked it up, and it's not a cheap scanner, but the quality is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I have boxes upon boxes. Like, you can see some of them behind me on that teal cabinet.
Uh-huh.
Pointing my finger the wrong way.
There we go.
All those black boxes up there that are almost touching the ceiling, which you can't see, are full of her photos.
Oh, wow.
And I have boxes of my own photos that she gave me years ago as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need to do during my me time, is scan those, because it's kind of fun going through that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
especially go ahead.
I'll get rid of, because I also have all the kids stuff to go through. I have a 15-year-old. I have 15 years worth of kids stuff. And then compact that with the 13-year-old and the 9-year-old. I need to go through and scan.
Wow.
This little Mac Daddy scanner, I'm loving this thing. It is awesome.
Wow.
And I can't get over the quality of it. It's just so good.
Huh. You might have to put a note in the show notes on that one. So
Yeah, I may have to.
because that does it do documents too?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So a lot of the documents I've had to do, scan for closing or estate and stuff, I just use that instead of my flatbed scanner for art. And it's great. It does two-sided scans for you.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because you don't have to flip the thing over. So
That's very cool.
anyways, that's what I need to be doing during my me time, because that would be kind of fun, go through a stack of photos for an hour, a few stacks, and get them scanned in, and slowly get these boxes out of my office so I can have my own meditation space.
I know. I did there are services that you can go to too, that where you actually take the box and they scan them all for you. But
yes, I have seen that too. So, but anyways, I'm gonna write that note down.
All right. I downloaded, I got a new tool this past week. It's called Mailbird.
Oh yeah, you emailed that to me and I was gonna check that out.
I really like it. It even combines all my calendars into one.
Really?
All the Google calendars, all my email. I like that thing a lot. That's what I brought up this time. And actually I was able to bring everything a lot faster over. Yeah, things kind of quite nice. Let's see, colors, 100 green.
Boy, we are chunked full of tips today.
I know. We got stuff, man. We're learning and sharing the knowledge.
Yep, that's the thing. So I'm interested to hear the tips that others have out there for getting their me time in and getting those wins done. Yeah, that was just that my big win that week was this week was getting that workflow for my newsletter done. It's been hanging over my head.
That's smart, giving it up too, you know?
Yeah. I was really impressed. I didn't give her a ton of information. Granted, you go to my webpage, there is a lot of information about me on there and what I do. And I've added more since she wrote that stuff. So, she had a lot to work from.
Yeah, that's really good. I know there's a couple people that need help with the About Me page.
Yes.
I bet hiring somebody to do that, because it's so hard to talk about yourself.
It really is. But if you can give them something, a guide, like a resume, like I gave her my artist statement and then my URL, and she was able to take that information and turn it into something. So with words, which as a visual artist, words are not my strong suit. So, or I'd be a writer. But
I know, I was doing my oil painting Zoom class thing last night, and I was having to explain like the Zorn palette, and I was just like, probably about 30 seconds of dead space. Now, words, I don't know. Hold on. She does. Yeah, at the end of the day, words are just kind of done.
Yep. I know, right? That's funny.
Oh, and
well, that's all I've got for this week. Do you have anything else?
I think I'm good. Next week I'm looking fairly decent. I've got soccer starts back up so yay. But this time I think I'm more prepared. Yeah.
Yep. Well, good. Well, this has been fun. Don't forget to check out StephanieWeaverArtist.com, positive painter community, and her artist coaching. What's the word? I lost the word.
Art coaching Tuesday tips.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Art coaching Tuesday tips. And if you're an artist needing a coach, she's a great one to work with. And then don't forget to check out Julium Studios, subscribe to my newsletter that we talked about, and I will put some of the stuff we talked about in the show notes for reference. And we will see you next week. So thank you.